The sniper rifle is one of the most effective primary weapons in the American server, and today I'll be going through real life scenarios on whether or not snipers can be effective or ineffective to players who decide to equip snipers in 2023, and then I'll give you a conclusion on whether or not you should equip a sniper in USA in 2023. Starting with the reason why the sniper is effective is because of its ability to inflict high damage upon high to mid-level targets. The bullets used by snipers are usually heavy. This makes it possible to deal high amounts of damage from mid to long range targets, and the bullets are powdered by a large amount of gunpowder. This helps make the bullet travel very fast in a short amount of time. A great example of this is if you spot an enemy lacking within your radar from across the map, you can easily hardscope them and place your crosshair carefully on the target and press the trigger button to one-shot them very easily. But if they happen to have an added armor buff, this sometimes can hinder your ability to inflict high damage upon the target and can unfortunately alert the enemy opposition in which direction you fired from within their radar, which will fundamentally lead to you becoming vulnerable, as you'll be forced to reload your weapon, and by the time the enemy opposition spots you in their radar and has you in their crosshair while you're stationary reloading your gun, two things can save you here: Jesus and Christ himself. Another reason why the sniper is so effective is because of the glitch called stealth long range. This glitch makes it possible for players to use their stealth ability to their advantage while also equipping a sniper with long range as their primary weapon of choice. This can be very advantageous to the player as they don't have to be out in the open to land an accurate shot on their target, as the sniper has long range and they can practically shoot their enemy from anywhere across the map without bringing much attention to themselves. An example of where the stealth long range glitch ability can be very broken in is a shopping mall, where players have unlimited amounts of options to camp in, such as the floors in the shopping malls, basically the first, second and the third floor, also the toilets and the shops inside the malls. Although I said the players have an unlimited amount of spots to camp in, this does not mean that all of the camping spots are effective, as some may be useless, such as the toilet. And you're probably wondering, why would the toilet be useless since you have a private store where the enemy cannot spot you? And this is the problem, because although the enemy cannot spot you, you cannot land a shot inside the toilet as your field of view is very narrow and limited. Furthermore, you will have to rely on your radar, but if you spot an enemy on your radar, this can cause you to come out of your hiding spot and you will become vulnerable, as you cannot stay inside the toilet store and wallbang your enemy from across the map inside the walls of the toilets. So the toilet is kind of useless. Also, the shops inside the malls, although they can be useful in certain situations, these areas can be a burden as well since you're restricted to where you can go. And the shops inside the malls have closing hours, so if you happen to be camping inside during the closing hours, you'll be trapped inside until further notice. And bear in mind that this can take anywhere from up to 5 to 12 hours. But as a marksman, this should not come as a surprise to you since you're used to waiting. I forgot to state that NPCs can block your field of view if you're trying to hardscope your opponent inside the shop during the open hours, since it's very busy. So it's best for you to find somewhere else to camp, as it's a high risk high reward situation, because on one hand you can land a shot on your target, on the other hand you can unsuccessfully enable friendly fire and hit an NPC. Whereas the third, second or the first floor can be very effective, as your opponent will be inside the map, and if you're on the third floor and you see your enemy on the second floor, you will have the high ground, which gives you the ability to see which moves your enemy can make before they see you, and in time for you to land a successful shot onto the target. Fun facts: snipers are extremely deadly when doing 360s in mid-air while also saying ooga booga. This is because spinning around 360 degrees in mid-air after jumping from a ladder gives a 69% increase on your accuracy. Also, if you spin around fast enough when you fire the gun, the bullet will move in a U-shape and swerve around any objects in the way and hit your target. But you have to use your instincts, as the scope won't help much when you're shooting around aimlessly. And if you run out of ammo while you're waiting in a lobby, if you're lucky, you will spawn in a small map called Texas. Go to a countryside and just wait on the other side of the road and scavenge the loot of deers that happen to use natural selection to avoid cars on the road. Ultimately, teabagging also helps reduce shot drag and makes you a harder target to hit. Now you're probably thinking, how effective is a sniper rifle at close range combat? And for that I say, try it yourself. I mean, a sniper rifle is a great close range weapon when you accidentally select the wrong gun. Obviously, a sniper rifle at close combat will be useless because you can't AFK in one spot and decide, oh, let me just wait for the enemy to arrive so I can quick scope him. With that type of mindset, you won't have Jesus to blame but yourself, and you'll be quickly informed that aim assist only works on weapons with the ability to spray and pray. Also, I forgot to say, but the only time snipers can be effective in close range combat is when you have the wallbang attachment equipped, but if not, just respawn to the other side of the map. Now don't forget that with every sniper main, there is always a marksman amongst the crowd. This means a person skilled in shooting. Now this title cannot be achieved by any player, as it requires time and dedication into the craft. But once you become more efficient at carrying out tasks using a sniper, you earn the title called the marksman. This is another word for PTSD. Now, before I finish, I have to say that sniping mains have weaknesses as well, and you guessed it, a smoke screen and a flashbang, no grenade. With one flashbang you can stun a sniper and confuse them for a good 5 seconds, and the flashbang is the same thing, but more dangerous, I think. In conclusion, snipers are very effective, but I will not be using them in the American server, nor any other servers, as it's too big of a weapon to be carrying around, especially in public, and I can't withdraw the sniper just like a pistol. So the only use for it is inside my house, where I make a small little window with a hole inside for my nose and the end of the sniper.